It's time for Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather, sponsored by Scooters Coffee and Rescue Towing. Here's your host, meteorologist Abby Dyer.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to your Thursday. It is once again a foggy, wet, dreary start to a new day. We have low clouds around early this morning, many of us dealing with some widespread rain chances, and about a half an inch of rainfall is possible in the rain gauge. In fact, that happens early on today. So not a great start to the day. Definitely, you might need to plan just a few extra minutes for the morning drive. Visibility may be reduced in a few areas. Temperatures well above freezing, near 40 degrees, and that's kind of the problem. It's very close to our dew point temperature, and with all the moisture that we've had around at the surface, the result is fog and low visibility in many spots. High temperatures today in Springfield, they'll climb to near 50 degrees. It'll end up being a pretty mild day despite the low cloud cover and the rain that I have in the forecast. Rain and fog, though, for the morning drive, and I think these conditions will linger through probably midday. It's just going to be another one of those days where it's just wet outside. Even if it's not raining, it's just wet. Everything is damp. We have really muddy conditions developing in the yard. You can't let the dogs out without them getting covered in mud. The yards are just sloppy and soggy, and these warm temperatures have been nice because they've helped us thaw out, but we've had quite a lot of moisture and winter weather that has melted into the ground, creating muddy conditions across the Ozarks. Mild temperatures look to continue this week. It's going to take some time before we can get rid of some of this mud, though, and an additional chance for rain in the forecast, both today and then again on Saturday, is not going to help things much. I do have more rain expected in the forecast late tomorrow night through early in the day on Saturday, and then I think we can get a little bit of a break. But a pretty active pattern overall in the Ozarks this week with mild temperatures and multiple rounds of showers. No thunderstorms for us, but we've had many days with foggy conditions, and that's indeed what we are waking up to this morning. We have rain chances continuing for some through Saturday evening. A couple more rounds of rain are in the forecast. Additional rainfall up to 1.5 inches will be possible through this time period. So what we're getting this morning, added up with what we get tomorrow night and early Saturday, it could equate to 1.5 inches in spots, which may mean minor flooding, localized minor flooding in spots. It's the low-lying areas where it's going to be possible. Best chance of this happening is going to be over the eastern Ozarks and places that are kind of waterlogged from the last couple of systems that came through town. Some road closures may be possible due to flooded low water crossings, so just make sure you're thinking about that. And of course, if you come across a spot that's covered, turn around and find a different way around. Turn around, don't drown. That's the motto this time of the year as we get closer to springtime. Rainfall amounts look lighter up in central Missouri. That's where about 1 inch of rain will be possible over the time period. Really, the message to you is going to be to have an umbrella handy while temperatures look a little bit better. We have multiple rounds of showers, so just bring the umbrella in the car. It's a good thing to have on hand here the next several days. Substantial warm up in the forecast, though, as we look at next week. I think there's a pretty good chance that we see high temperatures in the 50s every single day. It's looking way above average, not just for us in the Ozarks, but much of the Great Lakes region, places that were hard hit with some of the snow and winter weather. We all now get an opportunity to thaw out, which is a welcome change across the region. Looks like we have about an 80% chance probability of being above normal through next week into the first week of February. So yay for that. We will see high temperatures today, right about 50 degrees in Springfield. Of course, we've got the rain chances ongoing this morning. I think the rain chance looks lower this evening, but more rain showers are in the forecast Friday night. I expect if you have Friday night plans, just grab an umbrella. Temperatures won't be too bad. We're staying above freezing here. I do expect, though, that we see high temps fall a little bit, and by Saturday, we'll see a high temperature in the 40s. So high temperature today near 50 degrees. I think tomorrow we're at about 51 in Springfield on Friday. And then for Saturday, high temperatures fall. We'll be at about 44 degrees for the high temp on Saturday, staying in the low 40s for Sunday. So the weekend is looking cooler, but I think Sunday is a dry day, and we should at least get some sunshine to greet us again by the time we get too late in the weekend, which will be a welcome change. And then we'll warm it up again early next week. Around the country, what's making headlines this morning, unseasonably warm temperatures for the eastern third of the country. And this may come into play with record low temperatures for them being warm. So you may see record high low temperatures, if that makes sense. warm for the overnight. For the eastern third of the country, that's going to be in the headlines nationally over the next few days. I also have several rounds of rainfall and even thunderstorms expected for the southern tier. It's been very active. I know Texas has seen a whole lot of rain. We've been rain starved down in the Gulf, and Louisiana is seeing some much needed rain. That will continue through the weekend, part of the same upper level disturbance that's going to impact us here in the Ozarks. All right, it's time for the Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather Brain Twister question today, sponsored by Scooters Coffee. Your next chance to win $20 to Scooters. Here it is. What state is ranked number one for hiking, according to fitrated.com? The options that I gave you were A, Alaska, B, Utah, C, California, or D, Arkansas. The answer, many of you may not have picked, A, Alaska. Can you believe that? We're also talking, by the way, about really warm temperatures across the country, with the exception of Alaska. Alaska is the only place that's well below normal for this time of the year, just getting totally dumped on with rain or snowfall. It is the Arctic up there for sure. But believe it or not, it is the number one ranked state for hiking. And fitrated.com did this study, and it was all a result of a Yelp rating. So people go to Alaska, they hike, and then they tell Yelp that was the best hiking ever. Alaska taking the number one spot. Arkansas taking the number two spot. And I know a lot of us are aware of this. I've done some hiking in Arkansas. It's hard to beat. I mean, you don't have to go to Alaska. It's in Arkansas. Beautiful, beautiful hiking, waterfalls, all of that in northern Arkansas. Some awesome towns. And how lucky are we that that's local? Because the other second-ranked spot that tied for number two, Arkansas and Hawaii. I would gladly take a trip to Hawaii, but Arkansas is a whole lot more convenient for us. We also saw some of the lowest ranked states. Tennessee coming in very low, which is kind of surprising to me. Hikers are most likely to have a mediocre time in Tennessee. 20% of the trails garnered a sub 3-star rating. So, wah wah. I guess hikers were a little bit disappointed in Tennessee. Other states coming in with a low ranking include Texas, Oklahoma, and who else? Mississippi. So, now you know. Just head to Arkansas. It's close, it's beautiful, and we're lucky that it's in the Ozarks. All right, here's a look at the question for tomorrow. What was the average speed of the first official auto race on record? How fast were those cars moving? Do you think it was A, 5 miles an hour, B, 10 miles an hour, C, 20 miles an hour, or D, 40 miles an hour? Let me know your guess. You can submit that aroundtheozarks.com. While you're there, make sure you check out the rest of the forecast. You can get up-to-the-minute details all day long. That's at aroundtheozarks.com. You can also check out our other awesome podcasts on the website. And maybe the best way to view some of our podcasts is by downloading the Around the Ozarks app. It is awesome. You can get access to all of the Around the Ozarks podcasts in audio or video form. It's going to give you the first episode right there at the top of the banner. Click on it, download it. You can get it on any device. Just search Around the Ozarks in your app store. Thanks so much for listening early this morning. I sure appreciate it. And I'll chat with you again early tomorrow. Stay safe on the roads, low visibility, some rain out there. Grab the umbrella. Stay warm. We're looking at a high temperature today, near 50 degrees.